Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Hey now. It's time for the positive and the negative in PHILIP GALINSKY'S 31 Triggers podcast. It's PHILIP GALINSKY'S 31 Triggers. It's PHILIP GALINSKY'S 31 Triggers podcast. Hello, everybody. It's PHILIP GALINSKY back again with another episode of 31 Triggers, the podcast. And let's get right into it. Now, this is a trigger because I grew up in a violent time. Most people have, except for kids that are born after 2000. So now we have these stupid hacks, life hacks, beach hack. Here's a great beach hack for you that wouldn't work for my family now or then. They say get some water balloons, make the water balloons, put them in the freezer, and then use them as ice packs in your cooler when you go out with your kids on a picnic or to the beach. And then when they slowly melt, the kids can use them as water balloons. Really? I have 4 older brothers, and none of them would let them wait to melt, okay? Oh, this would be beautiful. A nice rock-hard ice ball hitting you in the back of the skull. It's almost as bad as when we were kids and you had an ice cream cake for your birthday party. And all the kids were there and smiling and seeing your father try to chainsaw the damn thing open so anybody could get a slice. But you couldn't, because it takes 16 weeks to thaw out.
Fudgy the Whale, Tom Carvel.
Another trigger that isn't so negative anymore as I thought it was. It's the summer. You go to the baseball game, you get a bobblehead. It's kind of weird how they even designed something like that to just be going up and down and looking yes. And then I realized every July 1st, it's a beautiful bobblehead day because it's Bobby Bonilla Day. And if you're not familiar, he was a New York Mets baseball player. And he has got the greatest bobblehead. It's almost like us if we could win Powerball or anything like that. Because every July 1st till 2035, the New York Mets have to give Bobby Bonilla $1.1 something million. So they should just make a bobblehead every July for Bobby Bonilla when you go to the Mets game. And each year the bag just gets bigger and bigger, and the hair gets grayer and grayer. Okay, we're going to come right back after this commercial with animals, and none of them were harmed in the making of this commercial.
Thank you. Matches?
Okay, triggered animals. Now, I have to laugh. It's taken the orcas this long to figure out how to flip people over out of their boats. And congratulations to them. And the sharks, by the way. How can you say that people are swimming in shark-infested waters when they live in water? Oh, it's ridiculous. I'm so happy that the otters are making a comeback and fighting. All the animals are fighting. And you know where they learned it from? Yeah! You ready for this? This is the first animal trigger, and it's got to be at least 300 years old. And it's the dogs. And it's the dogs and why the dogs hate mailmen or mail carriers or mail person, whatever fluidity you're in, too. The mail person. Imagine you as a dog and handing this down generation after generation, especially in suburbia. Every time someone walks up to your doorstep, it's normally like a guest, right? And you open the door and the dog jumps on them and they're all happy and they acknowledge each other and the person walks inside and hangs out. Now imagine for 6 days a week straight, someone walks up to the door, then turns around and leaves. And you're the dog, and you want to say hi, but this guy keeps coming up. Oh, but then they change, and it's a lady, but you can't tell because the mail carriers wear the same uniform. So you bet your bottom dollar, if I ever see a mail carrier, I'm gonna bite him. Animal triggers. Pass it on. Okay, this is a quick one, and we're all trying to be more sensitive. How about these Native American casinos do the right thing and change some of the names they use? Chief Operating Officer, Chief Executive Officer? Really? Because the chief's names are Lipships or Baldonado. How is that a Native American chief? Think about it. This one I talked about was going to come up over the course of the last podcast to this one. The trigger word is off-field incidents, and this goes correlating right to athletes, right? We had an off-field incident. How can you have any more, officers? Oh, we pulled over the Escalade that had this athlete in it because it smelled of marijuana. Well, get rid of that excuse pretty soon because marijuana is going to be legal, baby. And there won't be as many stupid off-field incidents. Deal with that. And finally, I have to talk about the Jets one last time. As I'm predicting, this is my ultimate prediction of triggers. The rest of the summer and into the fall, and I'm not going to try to bring them up. I'm getting it out of my system now because you're going to get inundated with New York Jets talk, and it's going to make you sick. Here's what's going to really happen. Okay, here it is, and it's saying now at the end of July, beginning of August. Hear me now and listen to me later. Or hear me incorrectly. However you want to hear this is what's going to happen with the New York Jets. They're going to be so media blitzed the whole season your head is going to spin. But here's the summary. The Jets will not make the playoffs this year. Okay? They won't. We have never seen Robert Saleh coach a tight game, so we have no idea about that. The old man Aaron Rodgers is already shredding this highly touted defense, which means that's not good, okay? And the defense, again, is way overrated. The first 6 games are brutal, okay? Now, you're going to say, well, Philip, maybe they can go 3-3. Look at the Buccaneers a few years ago. Yeah, the Buccaneers got lucky, got hot, and the NFC stinks. There's a way to get a run through there. The Jets won't be able to. And the Jets are going to need to win the last 2 games of the season to clinch a playoff spot, maybe even home field, something so super duper important, and they lay an egg in both of them, and it's the defense that lets them down. And guess who's the last game of the year? It's going to be the Patriots, who have a sub-500 record and will love nothing more than to stop Aaron Rodgers. And then the Jets miss the playoffs because their defense lets them down, and Aaron Rodgers says, I can't play defense, and he gets run out of town after 1 year. You've heard it here first! "31 Triggers, Philip Galinsky podcast." Share, spread the word. Also, email me, and I will send you the free audio copy version of my book, 31 Triggers. And remember, a new book is coming out, Triggers for both kids and adults, because I care. See you next time! Next episode is all about viewer emails and their triggers, so email us your triggers. And listen to Bill Maher as he gets triggered too.
Put a trigger warning on trigger warnings. I'm triggered every time I see a trigger warning.
It's Philip Galinsky's 31 Triggers podcast.